getting help. We're convinced if you use the robust help system that comes with the BrailleSense that you'll be able to learn everything you need to know about how to use your BrailleSense note taker, especially those applications developed by HIMS. Because wherever you are, you can always press space with the letter H and get context-sensitive help. However, the first thing I want to show you,
File Manager, F.
And what I would encourage you to do is to go into the help system, which is essentially the manual. From the main menu, I'll just press the letter H.
Loading. Help.docs open. Navigation menu dialog. Welcome to BrailleSense Help. Press space H to get a list of keystrokes for navigation. Introduction 116 list item.
Okay, and I hear press space plus H to get an introduction of keystrokes for navigation. I could do that, or I could just press the function key F3.
What is the BrailleSense 614 list item?
Which is basically my tab key, moves me over to the subcategories under the main categories. So let's press space F3.
Introduction 116 list item.
To move back to our main list of categories.
Basic functions of the BrailleSense 6216. Customizing your note taker 316 list item. File Manager 416.
And I'm just pressing space with .4.
Word Processor 516 list item.
Okay.
Notepad 616 list item. Email 716 list item. Media 816 list item. Organizer 916 list item. Web Tools 1016 list item.
So these are all things
Extras 1116 list item.
that are in the main menu of your BrailleSense.
Utilities 1216 list item.
Let's just go ahead and pick utilities. I'll press F3.
Calculator 114 list item.
And let's select something in here.
BrailleSense Math 214 list item.
Here's BrailleSense Math. Probably the most powerful math editor in a note taker. Currently, you can actually do graphics and have graphics appear in real time, overlapping in color. And I mean, for a student, it's just, man, I wish I had something like this when I was a student. But let's go ahead and press enter on the option I'm on right now, which is BrailleSense Math. And if I'd like to,
this program allows you to create.
I can navigate down a line at a time, or I can have it read out loud to me with Enter G.
This program allows you to create equations or lists of equations and perform advanced graphing functions. Be aware, because this program needs to do specific math-related functions, it does break some of the usual interface rules. When you first open it, you see an empty list with the index 11. We use a list view here for the purposes of being able to select math problems in the same way you can select files of folders in a list.
Okay, I pressed backspace and enter together to stop speech where I am, and if I'd like to, I can just resume reading using the scroll buttons on either end of the Braille display. And of course, I'm doing that right now, and it's reading in silence. Or I can read in silence, I should say. Let's go ahead and bail out of here. I'm going to press space with Z. Alternatively, I could press F4 here, space with Z.
Help, H.
And let's go into the web browser, for example.
Web browser, B.
I just press B to go into browser 2 or web tools rather, and I'll press enter on
starting web browser.
The web browser. Starting web browser is what I see on my Braille display right now.
HTTPS,
and I've got the HIMS default browser.
HIMS Incorporated, home heading 1.
And I think the slow internet is a function of my network, not necessarily the BrailleSense. It took a little longer to load than usual. But here I am, and let's say that I forgot how to navigate around by headings or bring up a list of items to navigate by. I can press space with H right here.
File help, F, menu item.
And I've got all of these items.
Read help, R, menu item.
That I could go in and read about.
Edit help, E, menu item.
Or get all the hotkeys and shortcut keys for help.
Go to help, G, menu item.
Go to help with a P at the end. So I'm going to press enter on that.
Display address of selected item in history list. Space A, dots 2-4, list item.
And I've got all my keystrokes for
delete current item from history list. Space D, dots 1,
going
4, 5, list item, find. Space
somewhere.
F, dots 1, 2. Repeat find. Enter F. Links list dialog box. Backspace A. Dots 2-4.
Backspace I is my links list.
Links list dialog box. Backspace A. Dots 2-4.
Okay, so I can just keep coming in here.
Links list dialog box. Backspace A. Dots 2-4. List item.
Let's see. I'll go back up to the top of the list by pressing space with dots 1, 2, 3.
Go to home page. Backspace H. Dots 1, 2,
and
5. List item.
Go to home page.
Go to previous page. Backspace. Go to next page. Backspace N.
I must have already been in here at one point
or
because
backspace space dot 6 list item.
It generally will bring you to the very first item in the list, but I'd been navigating before doing this presentation within this list, so it actually remembered where I had left off. So that's using help. Very useful.
Help closed. Go to help.
I
G,
wouldn't.
menu item.
I would encourage you to read the manual, which is found off of the main menu under Help, like we showed you earlier.
HIMS Incorporated. Home.
And if you ever want to revisit the Quick Start Guide, you can do so under the Settings menu.
File Manager. F.
Press F1 to go to the main menu. Press S for Settings.
Set time, date, T.
And I believe the Quick Start Guide can be brought up just by pressing the letter Q from here.
Introduction. Welcome to the BrailleSense 6 Getting Started Guide. This guide will introduce you to the BrailleSense 6, provide general information on basic functions, and help you set
so it calls it the Quick Start Guide. So you can go through this Quick Start Guide as many times as you want to, and maybe you're working with multiple people on the BrailleSense. This is a great way to introduce them to how to get around on the BrailleSense. So that's getting help.